Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Russell County Coaches Show here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And once again, I'm here with the Russell County head football coach, Coach Dillon Griggs. How you doing, Coach?
Doing good. It's good to see you again, Richard.
Absolutely. Congratulations, 5-0 so far on the season. Big win over Park Crossing on a Saturday afternoon, 38-0. And also, for the first time since 1998, ranked in the top 10 in the Alabama Writers Association poll. Coach, let's talk about that game against Park Crossing. First of all, what was the mindset playing on a Saturday afternoon? I know it's unavoidable. The Montgomery County Public Schools have other schools like Carver Montgomery, Percy Julian. You know, the field Thursday night, Friday night were occupied, so you had to play on Saturday. But so what was that like playing on a Saturday afternoon?
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. This is the third or fourth year in a row they've done it to us. It honestly felt a little personal as far as just it being Russell County, not like me individually, but they have three teams that play in Montgomery. They decided all three were going to have a home game that week, and so they put us on a Saturday. We actually called and offered them the opportunity to come over here and play on a Friday, and they declined. And our big thing is if you want to play on a Saturday, we'll play on a Saturday. And so our theme the last couple of years on a Saturday has been big noon kickoff. We treat it like a college day. Mm-hmm. And so we come in and, we'll literally try to do everything like a college. And so we kind of make a big deal out of it. But equally, whether you want to play on a Thursday or a Friday or a Saturday, we feel like this senior class has played on all three of those days and they're mentally prepared. We're just at a point where those kind of psyche games don't really work on us anymore. And, I think the boys were excited. We walked in 7 o'clock in the morning, team meet. Not one person was late. They all Silver Run Baptist Church had breakfast over here waiting on them. And, we even did a workout on Saturday morning. We do a game day lift. And so even Saturday morning, the boys went in the weight room. They worked out before the game and we did our normal thing. And, as far as the game went, it was a good game. We ended halftime up 38-0. And they had a couple like over there on their end. So we ended up in the second half doing 2 8-minute quarters with a running clock. So, literally halftime was a little bit longer than the actual second half. And so that's kind of why you didn't really see anything score-wise kind of progress from the first half to the second half on either side. But their boys played hard. They're really athletic. I think them and Percy Julian are going to be a really, really good football game to watch.
Right.
I think Coach over there does a great job. But Bryson had a heck of a day. The defense, Isaiah Thomas, oh my God, I think he had 2 sacks on the day. I don't know how many tackles, but it was like the first play of the game. I genuinely thought he had hurt somebody, just how hard and physical he hit that kid. Eldridge Page had a great day. The entire defense really was the MVP. It's just nice watching them fly around. We scored every drive the first half. So offensively, we had some that started at the 10. We had some that started at the 50. We did a 2-minute drill right before halftime, and we thought that went really well. So we just kind of used that as some situational type stuff just to get better for the next couple of games. But all in all, their boys played hard, and we were glad to get out with the W.
And Bryson Riggins, again, 4 touchdown passes again? That puts him at, 16 touchdowns
16.
and 1 interception?
Yep. I think he's leading the state right now on touchdown passes.
And also a 3-star prospect, according to Rivals.com and 24/7 Sports. I know that there's some colleges out there that are looking at him and possibly could use him. I know Point University has offered him. I know the other offers are coming, and we just think that he has progressed so well from his first time he was starting in his sophomore year to his senior year, and he just continues working hard and putting up big numbers for you, Coach.
Yeah, well, Coach Cardwell and him do a great job together. Bryson actually has a Miles offer and a Tuskegee offer as well.
That's awesome.
And so, we're excited about him. We believe Bryson is as good as anybody in the country. We feel very fortunate to get to coach him and to get to be around him. And, we try to take full advantage. If he could reclassify, boy, I'd be extra happy. I'd just tell him, come on, do another year.
Yeah, I've said on many broadcasts that he is one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Alabama. That includes Trent Siebert at Thompson and Bobby Coleman over there at Central. I think that he could go toe-to-toe with any of the quarterbacks and just lead any offense out there, and he's going to do well playing on Saturdays.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach. Let's talk about going from Park Crossing, which it was a huge win, 3-0 in the region. And one of the things about playing on a Saturday is even though you got an extra day to prepare for park crossing, it kind of puts you behind the 8 ball because now you're going to be on a short week getting ready to play Valley. But what does it mean, before we get into the Valley game, because we're going to go ahead and take a break and talk about Valley coming up this Friday, what does it mean, especially for the community of Russell County, for the first time since 1998, to be ranked in the 6A poll for Russell County? And this is really a big deal. I know polls really don't mean anything to some coaches, but the Alabama Writers Association, they come out with this poll. All the writers in the state of Alabama, including like the Opelika Observer, sports writers from Montgomery, just about everywhere, they rank on these teams in 6A. And you talk about Saraland, Clay, Chalkville, Hueytown, Spanish Fort, but Russell County is in that mix. What does that mean really for Russell County to be ranked in that poll?
I think initially, I got a bunch of text messages and a bunch of people were happy, but it was kind of in true story. I walked in the locker room that morning expecting the kids to buzz about it, and nobody said anything. So in our team meeting in the morning, I was actually like, "Congratulations for being ranked in the top 10." And I had to make them clap. They didn't seem overly. I think this group is so focused, just on the goal. Yeah. I don't think, because equally, like, we're in the top 10 this week. We dropped to Valley, we're back out. And so it's one of those realizations, like, it is really cool. It is, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm really happy for the community. They deserve this. They have supported us so much. But, right now we're just still in the middle of our story and we don't know what's left. And so we just don't want to get too high on one thing. And so, I think today we opened up at number 9 in the poll this go around. And I haven't heard a word about it all day, other than the coaches were kind of texting about it in the coaches group. But, Mr. Daniel was really excited. I mean, all the adults were just super excited. Our graphic guy, Mr. Beasley, put out a really cool graphic on it. I definitely, I think it's something like in 10 years when we're back on Facebook and we're looking at our memories and you see that I think this is something that will just mean so much more down the road than it means right now, because I think we're just so focused on trying, to get a home playoff game, to maybe win a region championship, and then to see what we can do in the playoffs.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this upcoming game up at Ram Stadium against the Valley Rams. You don't want to go anywhere. It's the Russell County Coaches Show here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Visions Morning Show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Visions Morning Show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Visions Morning Show, and download the Sports Visions radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
And we are back here on the Russell County Coaches Show here with Coach Dillon Griggs. All right, you play Valley. Now, this is a non-region opponent. This is a rivalry because they used to be your region rival. And when they were in 6A, they went down to 5A in the classification. And by the way, we are going to make the trip up to Ram Stadium, and we will be broadcasting that game on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It will be our second trip up to Valley. So talk about what you're looking forward to. I know you beat Valley last year, a very good 5A program, and they just have a rich tradition of athletes there. I know their basketball team won a state championship, and a lot of those members of that basketball team played on that team. But, players like Cam Dooley are no longer there. But, Jay Harper, but Valley still has a great football team, and they're right now 3-1. Their only loss was to Central of Clay County, but they beat Smith Station, 7A school, and they beat Glenwood. So talk about like this matchup playing the Valley Rams, and what are you looking forward to playing them?
Well, I'll say this, the head coach over Valley has become one of my really close friends over the last 5 years. I think he's one of the best coaches that I've ever had the opportunity to be around. And he's just a stand-up guy, and I think, his kids really reflect his leadership. Over the last 4 seasons, going into the 5th, Valley has really turned into a big rivalry for us. Like it's very personal. And so I don't think a lot of people realize this is the tiebreaker year. They've beaten us twice over the last 4 years. We've beaten them twice. And so me and Coach all summer, this is the tiebreaker year. This is the tiebreaker year. But, they're really good. Defense, I've always thought they've had an exceptional defense. Their scheme is extremely difficult to schematically be sound against. And then their quarterback is as good as any quarter. I mean, he is exceptional. Their receivers are really good. They locate. I've watched on film them locate some balls out of the air that I still don't know how they caught it. And they play extremely hard. They are a physical 4-quarter football team, and we're really impressed. I think they have the opportunity. Obviously they lost to Central Clay, but I think they could still end up being the 1 seed, if not the 2 seed in that region. And we're expecting a dogfight. We're not even focused on the 5A deal, because to me, there's not a big difference between 5A and 6A.
Right.
Now, there is usually a big difference between 7A and all of them. But, because of the rivalry, we know that they're going to come in there. They're upset about last year. It's at home. And so we know that they're going to be juiced up to play us. And I think equally we're going to be, juiced up to play them. And, I don't want to quote Lane Kiffin or anything, but I'd say get your popcorn, get your drink, and as Sheriff Taylor likes to get his peanut M&Ms, get all that before the game starts, so you don't miss anything, because I think it's going to be a show on both sides.
And I've been up there before, back in 2022. Electric atmosphere. Rams Stadium is just a huge stadium with a lot of fans, and the Russell County fans made the trip up there as well. It was just a great atmosphere, and we expect the same. And if you're down here in this area and you want to make that trip, definitely, it's not that far away. Valley is 30 to 45 minutes away, and so just come on out, support the team. It's a road game, but it's going to feel a little bit like a home game because Valley's not that far away, and I know the Russell County fans are going to pack that stadium. But if you can't make it to the game, we got you covered on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Mike Peacock will be on the call. 8 o'clock kickoff at Rams Stadium. And, Coach, I'm really excited about showcasing Russell County taking on Valley. I think this is a definitely an underrated rivalry, and it's a rivalry that you guys still play each other every year. And that's very important, even though it's a non-region.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's going to be an electric atmosphere. And, I think that the kids are – going to be, like I said, juiced up, ready to go. I think the coaches are going to be excited. I mean, I expect it probably to be pretty close to sold out, if not sold out. And, like I said earlier, get your popcorn, get your drink. Let's go get ready to go play some football.
Absolutely. Trying to go to 6-0 before you have some big opponents in region play. Coach, my final question to you is, obviously the goal is to get further in the playoffs, win a region championship, host a couple of playoff games, possibly win a state championship. I know that has to be the goal for you, Coach, since you've gotten here. But getting to the second round, and there are opportunities to try to go further into the state playoffs. But there are some big region opponents on that schedule. Stanhope Elmore is one that comes to mind, and also Pike Road. But you get Pike Road at home. They are the defending region champions. Yeah. How big would it be for this community to win a region championship?
I know it would just probably be just an unbelievable night. It still goes back to we're just so focused one team at a time. I still just try not to really think about it until, we get there. We still got to play Valley. We still got to play Stanhope. Stanhope is equally a very chippy kind of rivalry game now over the last couple of years, kind of like Valley has. And so, we're in a really tough 2-week stretch right here, right before the bye week. Now, I will say this: I am extremely grateful that I have a bye week before I get to play Pike Road.
Absolutely.
So, and then even that, we still got Rehoboth, we still got Beauregard. I mean, we got a long season left ahead of us.
Yeah, and very good teams, by the way. Right. So Well, Coach, good luck this Friday against Valley, and hopefully the next time we see you, you'll be 6-0. But, yeah, we're excited about that game, and best of luck to you.
Yes, sir. Go Warriors.
All right. Coach Dillon Griggs of the Russell County Warriors, thank you for watching the Russell County Coaches Show, and we'll be back after this.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.